What if I told you that the narcissist that abuses you is actually in love and service to your soul? I know the ego probably yelled
Absolutely not.
right now. And that's exactly why we need to have this conversation. Because if you believe in oneness only until someone crosses a certain line, then that's not really oneness. That's conditioned spirituality. And the ego loves using spiritual bypass in reverse to keep us stuck in victimhood. And I'm not here to pamper the ego. I'm here to help you stay awake in this game and not fall right back asleep so that you can create the life of your dreams and fulfill your purpose here on earth. Hey, what's up you guys? I'm Fernando and welcome to my channel. If you like reality creation, manifestation, soul plan, who you really are, what you're doing here, then you might want to consider subscribing and sticking around because this is what I help people with in all of my videos. And so in today's video, I'm going to walk you through oneness versus separation, the mechanisms of the ego, the illusion of the 3D, and how to deal with the challenges that show up for us, including the narcissists and the people who abuse us, so that you can understand why that's happening and transmute that back to light and expand as a result. Because I'll tell you one thing right up front, my friend, victimhood will always keep you stuck. Victimhood will allow you to go back home to the spiritual plane without having fulfilled what you came here to fulfill. And it can be a big trap, but worry no more, my friend, because I'm here to take you by the hand and remind you of who you are and what you're doing here. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to begin here by the fact that we are one. This video is about oneness. There's one being in existence. Not two, not three, not 10, not 15, not 100, not 1,000, not 1,000,000, not 1,000,000,000, not 1,000,000,000,000. One. Literally one being in existence. You are it, I am it, and so is everything else. And so when we're back home in the spiritual plane, it's so obvious that I am you and you are me, and that everything is this one thing and we are all a part of the same thing and it's just one thing. And communication is telepathic and there's no deceiving and there's no fooling anybody. And that's our true nature. But because we have eternity to dwell in this state of oneness, it gets to a point where we're like, how about we go over there to this planet called Earth to experience the opposite of our true nature? Maybe just for a change, maybe just so that we can expand as a result. Because Earth is the plane of seeming separation. That's the illusion. And for us, what seems to be true is that I am myself and you are yourself and we are disconnected. And the communication on Earth happens through human language, which by default is limited. And the interface through which we communicate is the objective consciousness. So if I say something to you, you will be aware of it consciously. And if I don't say other things, you will not be consciously aware of that. And so we play this game here that can be so confusing. At least it's been very confusing for me in my experience. And now I understand and know and remember that that's because that's not our true nature, you know, but that's the game here. So it seems like it's separate, but it's not. Your thoughts are never hidden behind your forehead, ever at all. So you might not say something verbally to someone, something negative, let's say, but you might be thinking those thoughts. You might be resenting those people. They might not know this consciously, but they will pick up on that energy subconsciously. Why? Because it's all connected. It's one huge web that is the tapestry of life. And the one opportunity we have here on Earth that is in existence back home is the experience of contrast. So back home, we have love. Here we have love and we have hate. So polarity, good, bad, right or wrong, positive, negative. There's light, but there's also darkness. And that's one spectrum. So we are literally here to work with that and transmute the dark back to light. And when we transmute the dark back to light, we expand, we evolve, we grow. That's transmutation. That's alchemy. That is soul expansion. That is literally available here on Earth because of the contrast. And so we as souls, we are so very brave for being here. Not every soul incarnates on earth. We are seen as very brave souls because when we come here, we surrender to the veil of forgetfulness. So it's a game we choose to play where we literally agree to play the game of amnesia. So we're like, yes, I'll incarnate there and I'll forget totally who I am. Right? And in that forgetfulness, we're getting lost in the darkness. And we're allowing that darkness to keep us stuck because we don't remember and we don't understand what's going on. But you're watching this video. And so that literally means that you are awakening, that you've had an awakening, that you are remembering who you are. And so I'm here to help you stay awake in the game, because when you stay awake in the game, oh boy, it's so much easier to bring heaven to earth. What a divine experience. And so I'm here to remind you that the dark, or in other words, the challenge that you are faced with, is actually an opportunity in disguise. So a challenge is actually an opportunity. Why is it an opportunity? Because it's darkness presenting itself to you so that you can take that and remain as who you are, which is pure white light. That's who you are. That's your essence. You will never not be it. You are so powerful. You are so bright. Okay? You are just veiled, and you might be paying too much attention to the darkness and getting lost in it. But your light is there. Right now, you're so powerful. So the challenge is the opportunity presenting itself to you so that you can take the darkness and shine your beautiful eternal light upon it. And in doing that, you transmute that frequency that is literally moving inside of your body and in your field. You can literally take that and alchemize that back into pure white light. Now, this is amazing, okay? And this takes humility and humbleness. That's where your power lies. It's not in victimhood, ever at all. You are so powerful. So when you transmute those densities back to light, you expand. That's why you're here. Now, you are divine intelligence itself. Pure unconditional love, pure white light, divine intelligence. These are synonymous, okay? So divine intelligence, pure, perfect intelligence, limitless. Do you think pure divine intelligence would agree to come play the game of forgetfulness without a plan? I don't think so, because divine intelligence is everywhere. And so we come here with a plan, my friend. And this is all about soul plan, pre-birth planning. Before you come to an incarnation, you make soul contracts with all the souls you're going to bump into in this journey. All of them. Your conscious mind will never fully grasp it. It's just not going to, because the conscious mind is finite. It's the ego, okay? The ego is the byproduct of the 3D. The ego thrives on separation, which is the opposite of unity, which is fundamental truth. So separation is not fundamental truth, is the illusion. Oneness is fundamental truth. Ego does not exist in oneness. So the ego will mask itself as yourself and will have you believe that it's you yourself thinking that oneness doesn't apply to everything, and that, you know, narcissistic people are abusive and they don't deserve all the blessings in the world. That's the ego talking, okay? As long as we allow the ego to run the show, we're always going to be back in victimhood. And again, victimhood will always keep you stuck. And so what if you remember that that abusive person is actually a soul in loving service to you, presenting you with a challenge so that you can transmute that back to light because you want it. The narcissist is just catalyzing that opportunity for you. He or she is just showing up in your reality so that they can present the challenge to you so that you can transmute that back to light. It's not about the narcissistic person. It's about your soul plan. And so how do we go about transmuting the dark back to light? Love, love. Love is the only way out. So what if you chose love no matter what? What if you chose to love the abuser, the perpetrator, the narcissistic person, no matter what? Now, I'm not talking about the third dimensional, transactional, conditional love. That's the easy love that we see everywhere, right? When you love someone or you love something because they give you something in return. That's the transactional love. Nothing wrong with that love. It feels good. But that's the 3D love. I am talking about who you really are. Pure, unconditional love. Now, what does that look like? Does that mean you keep hanging out with the abuser? Does that mean you just say,
walk all over me, keep abusing me, I'm having a ball?
Not at all. It means not falling back into victimhood. Now, what does transmuting that might look like in this case? It might look like you stepping into your power, you setting a boundary, you saying no to someone else to say yes to yourself, you standing up for yourself, maybe for the first time. What if you came into contact with that soul that's abusing you? Because you wanted to come here, forget who you are, and in that dormant state of being, or in an awakening state of being, actually choose yourself. Because maybe that's been hard for you in other lifetimes. And you're like, I want to transmute that. I want to choose myself. I want to learn to say no. I want to embody braveness. So can you please challenge me next time around so that I can finally wake up? Of course, in the illusory experience, things don't seem that way because nothing is as it seems in the illusory experience. Everything about the 3D experience is an illusion, okay? So when you transmute that and you say no to that person and you choose yourself, maybe that's the lesson. It's about asking yourself, what is the lesson in this? Your heart, your intuition will answer. Keep asking. What is the lesson in this? You will hear an answer one way or another, and then you follow that thread. And maybe you will never see the narcissist ever again. But every thought you have is sending out a ripple into the quantum field, into the universe. And so if you step away and resent the abuser, you are resenting the soul who was in loving service to you. And you're creating energetic imbalance in the universe, and you're resorting to victimhood. I was hurt. They are bad people. They don't deserve all the love in the universe. They are not one with all that is. If that's what you do, then you're not really transmuting as much, right? Because you're reinforcing separation. That's a red flag, okay? That's the ego talking. Remember, the ego only thrives and exists in density. So if that's happening, this means your vibration is still low, which means you want to transmute that back to light with love. And so about a month ago, I posted a video about how your thoughts are not hidden behind your forehead. And I was talking about oneness. And I got a comment that I thought it was interesting. And I love these comments because they inspire me to come here again and help you not fall asleep in the game. And hopefully I'm helping you, okay? That's why I'm here. So it was a comment, and then 2 people commented in that thread. So the original comment goes like this. I heard that oneness doesn't apply when we are dealing with narcissists. Do you see it? And so the person below replied, I don't recommend it based on experience of having tried it. And then a third person came in and said, yeah, unfortunately, I think you're right. This is not who you really are talking. You don't transmute with victimhood. Okay, you always, by the way, you always have a choice, okay? You always have a choice before a challenge. You can choose responsibility, love, and transmutation, or you can choose victimhood. If you choose responsibility, love, and transmutation, you are choosing harmony and growth and expansion and heaven on earth and happiness and blessings, and it's just so amazing. I just love it so much. When you choose victimhood, which is the ego talking, you are choosing more suffering. You are choosing more darkness. And so we want to believe in oneness until it asks something uncomfortable of us. The moment it challenges a deep wound, we want out. And that's exactly where the work lies, in taking full responsibility for whatever is showing up in your reality. Full responsibility. This is the core principle in Ho'oponopono, because you are the creator. You came here with a plan. You are divine intelligence. Nothing is out of place. Every challenge is an opportunity. So you might not know why that challenge is showing up for you. The conscious mind doesn't know anything. It perceives a fraction of the big picture, you know? It's fine if you don't know. Choose love. Unconditional love. In my last video, I shared the story of a friend of mine who works with her dad. They own a company together, and she's been working with him for many years now. Now, her dad has always been very abusive to her. He's a very angry man, very controlling, loves to be the authority figure, you know. And in the past, he used to be physically abusive to her. Today, he's only verbally abusive to her. In their workplace, he calls her dumb, stupid, worthless, and still she's there doing an amazing job. And we were talking, she came to me because she was like, I feel like I'm dealing with a karmic, relationship. And that's what I thought. It's like, yes, it's a total karmic relationship. And by the way, the video I shared this story on is about karma. So if you want to check that out, I'm going to link it somewhere here, okay? I was telling her about soul plan and how we come into contract with those people that present us with so many challenges and such hardship. But on a soul level, these people are performing a service of love because we asked them to. That's the reality. We literally asked them to. And so I told her, maybe in another lifetime, you were the perpetrator. Maybe you were the abuser. And when you were planning this lifetime, you were like, okay, so let's reverse roles now, and I'll abuse you so that we can balance out this harmony in the field, and so that we can all grow, right? And so if she comes here and before the abuse, she chooses love no matter what, in this lifetime, because the time is now, my friend. It's now. You are in body right now. This is the chance for transmutation. When you go back home, the chance is not there anymore, because Earth is the plane of contrast. And so the time is now. And I told her this. What if you chose love right now and used this opportunity, this divine opportunity, to clear this lesson out, to learn from this lesson and move on to another one? Now, I know this can be hard, right? Because we're having the human experience. It's very dense, and it can be very hard and challenging. If you struggle with understanding soul plan and why abusers do what they do, I would urge you with love to read books on soul plan, okay? I love the books by Robert Schwartz, like Your Soul's Gift. I also love The Journey of Souls by Michael Newton. These books help you get out of victimhood with so much love. There are so many stories that help you remember who you really are. I'm going to put some links in the description of all the books that I really love and that have really helped me understand all of this. So you can check them out, and please read them if you struggle with this, because it will help you, I promise. Now, when you choose yourself and you're like, I don't deserve this abuse, I've had enough, and you walk away with love, wishing well to that person and thanking. You can thank the person. Thank you for playing that role. in my experience because it allowed me to transmute darkness back to light. And maybe that means you never seen that person again. Usually that's the case. Choosing love has nothing to do with being best buds all over again, with keeping in touch. It means you letting them go with compassion in your heart, because you are compassion. And you remember that they were there to help you evolve. My ex-partner of 9 years, he describes his mom as being a narcissist. And we were talking recently and he was like, oh, I give up. She's very hard. She's such a narcissist. And I told him, you don't have to really keep in touch with her if you don't want to. If hanging out with her is not pleasant, then you don't need to. But when in your mind, you're literally sending those ripples out into the universe because your thoughts are energy. And energy cannot be contained. It's not in your brain. It's not behind your forehead. Like when you're having thoughts, that person, she's such a narcissist, you're sending out a ripple. And so you're keeping yourself stuck here. Let her go, but let her go with love. Truly wishing them well. My situation with my dad, for example, I never considered him to be a narcissist or an abuser per se, but he didn't believe me when I was growing up and I was becoming an adult. And it was like a silent thing that I could totally perceive. He was doubting me, doubting my worth, doubting my capabilities. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my gosh, he doesn't believe me. So that amplified my sense of unworthiness, my sense of not enoughness, you know? But when I began to wake up, I began to transmute the whole thing. And I began sending my dad so much love. I do it daily. And today, like, we have a good relationship today. Sometimes we say verbally, like, I love you, you know? And it's beautiful. We don't hang out all the time. We don't talk all the time. And I don't even want to. But that's what transmutation is. And I am so thankful for my dad because he was able to provide me with those elements that I asked him to. Like, I am coming here this time around to work on my not enoughness, to work on my unworthiness, to work on my sense of lack. So can you please play that role for me so that that reality can become so vivid that I can literally have a choice here. A choice of responsibility or a choice of victimhood. I played the victim for many years. It was not fun at all. And now I choose this. And I'm having the best time. And this is what I wish for you, my friend. I wish you to have the best time. Don't allow the conscious mind to make excuses or to make exceptions to universal truth. Oneness is universal truth, okay? So if your mind is saying something that goes against universal truth, that's your ego with a huge red flag, okay? And as a final reminder, victimhood is the ego's lullaby. And I am here to help you stay awake in the game because that's how you create miracles. Now, if you struggle discerning between transactional, conditional love versus pure, unconditional love, then you need to watch this video right here where I break it down and make it very easy for you to understand. So go check it out and I'll see you there.